Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on Monday, September the 18th, 2017. Quite an interesting day to say the least. We have a situation here looking at the silver chart. You see here the central banks came in and smashed it down. Unfortunately, things looked exactly as I feared they would be. I was optimistically flexible. We had positive momentum that carried over from last week, but on the open, the market quickly lost that momentum and just accelerated down. Now, as you can see here on the weekly chart, the market has hesitated around the trend line support. So we'll see if there's some sort of a bounce here that hits its head at the bottom of the Kumo cloud and then rolls back over, or is it going to be enough to cut through and totally reverse everything? That's the good question. That's the $1 million question. So we'll see. It's still early yet, so we don't know what's going to necessarily happen. But on this daily chart here, it's looking like it's rolling over and falling off a cliff. It does have time to do something by the end of the week. As long as it can stay above the Kumo cloud, it can catch these ramps and come right back up again. So we're not going to necessarily count it out. But today was a pretty significant smash down day, to say the least. You're off at least $1 from last week's highs, so that's pretty significant. Taking a look here at gold, pretty much the same story, except for not as much um, curvature here. We didn't get down to the trend lines, and you got separation in your trend lines, unlike with silver. So gold is still stronger of the two, and so far it's losing momentum on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, pretty much the same thing. Again, you're not even near the trend line on this one. But if it can, stay above the trend line, stay above the Kumo cloud, you catch rampage later on within the next, 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. Okay, so that's gold. So again, it's still early. We'll see what happens. Let's take a look at NVIDIA, just ripping today higher. It gapped up $5 on the open and has not pulled back. The gap was not filled. So we got a low here of 184.86. The high here was 180. Yep. So you still got to fill that gap. It's probably going to do it tomorrow, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Because this is a new high here. You're overbought, so we'll see if it can lock in. Only time will tell. You got about 2 weeks. So we'll see within the next 2 bars if it's going to lock in or not. But it's looking really good. Here on the daily chart, you can see the separation a little bit better here at the bottom. So you got this huge gap right here that needs to back and fill before you can really take off and go higher. And let's see, GBTC. It was about like 120, 130 bucks earlier. And it's right here on that momentum line. It's right above it. Looking at the daily, you can see the separation there on the daily, how it just gapped up right there. All right, so we need to back and fill here as well. Got to fill that gap on that daily chart. All right, let's take a look at BTCS. All right, green on the screen, starting to lift. This one's looking good right now. Starting to lift. This one could really, really run if it gets enough air up underneath of it. And that's what I'm liking to see. I want to see it get above this 30 cents mark. That would help. And then we'll see where we go from there. But this one could definitely be off to the races. All right, let's take a look at the US dollar, which caught a bid today. No surprise there. All right, so it's trying again to find a base of support. Last time we were here, It did good for a couple of weeks and then lost it. I was trying to get it back again. A close above 92.36 would definitely open that door and put an end to the sell-off, give us a short-term bottom, and then 94 would definitely be in place. Let's take a look at the strong bond. The strong bond got whacked today. And you can see here on the weekly chart starting to come down, losing momentum as the days go by. Here's the daily chart. So this is where you are right now. You are full-blown pullback and the beginning of a bear trend. So this one's not looking good right now. It is not looking good. All right. The bonds is not looking good. Let's see how this translates to the TLT. All right, similar situation. Yep. Yep, beginning of a bear trend. All right. Got curvature here. Yeah. It's looking like the top is in and it wants to just fall apart right here. Let's look at the bear hedge here. Not really catching a bid like I thought it would, but you never know. If it can close this week above 861, then we got a possible short-term bottom in, and then it can make the run to 868, and then 906 is in play. So that one we'll keep our eye on. XIV did exactly as I thought it was going to do. All right, here you go. Let's take a look at this daily. And got some separation there. Going to come in and fill this gap as it's running away now. Got a runaway market here. There seems just to be no end in sight. But until we take out the old highs, this could just be, a double top. We don't know until we take it out. But so far, so good. Let's see how this translates into the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ so far, we got some red going on here. Got some red. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's just been consolidated up here. Not hitting any new highs. Just trying to hang out. You know, it loses momentum, regains it, loses it, regains it barely. It's trying to determine what it wants to do. The overall complexion is bullish, but we cease trending. It's just a long, elongated consolidation, really. You're trading within this range here from August the 31st. There's been no change. We've been consolidated for a month now, almost. So we're going to have to really see if we can get, is it going to turn or is it just going to continue to grind higher? A lot of big question marks out there right now is what these markets are going to do. Looking at Equifax, been in the news heavy lately. You can see here it came off pretty good. Now you got a little green shoot here. Is there going to be a dead cat bounce for another leg down? We shall see. If you ask me, they're giving the company too much power. It's acting like it's a government agency, and it's not. It's a private corporation acting as a government, and it has no oversight, and they're giving them power over people's credit report. All right, that's just over the top. They're like the Federal Reserve of credit. It's crazy. Let's see, Apple coming off also. It's lost its momentum also. This will be the third week in a row, basically, if this happens. Okay, last week it barely made it. Just 6 cents. It closed above momentum line by 6 cents. So, but yet it's still down on the week. So this is the third down week in a row if it closes like this. So Apple's going to need to get something together also. So the market's been all over the place. Yeah, Bitcoin's tried to recover, but then it's down again. So it's just a lot going on right now within the crypto space. So we got a lot to watch. We got a lot to watch. A lot of rally and crash alerts have been playing out to the T. So we have to wait and see where the markets go from here. Here's your GDXJ, and it's coming off just as I anticipated. Yeah, so rally and crash alerts to start the week off, all over the place. Crash alerts in Bank of America, crude oil, um, the XLE, Goldman Sachs, IBM, Dow Transports, natural gas, SPY, SQ, UNG, USO, OIH, and those are the crash alerts on the daily that we started with today. So it's a lot going on, folks. We'll have to keep our eyes and ears open and see how these things play out. But definitely keep your eyes and ears open, and we'll see what happens in the overnight market. So remember, with that said, postwavetrading.com. Come learn how to trade these markets, learn how to anticipate price movements before they happen, and have the arsenal before you on how to take advantage of what may manifest without us knowing about it. Postwavetrading.com. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So take what you can and give nothing back to these greedy central bankers. And I am out and back to the lab.